I know I say it every single time, but ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite mock draft I've ever done. It's the fifth of the offseason, and this one features a blockbuster trade. What's that trade, you ask? Well, let's just say it involves a familiar face for the Baltimore Ravens because Baltimore is trading Mark Andrews to the Chicago Bears for the 10th overall selection, and in return, Chicago receives the 27th overall pick, the 91st, and the 243rd overall pick. And of course, not to mention Mark Andrews. Now, I want to remind you, because I get new people watching this show every single day. First off, welcome in. Second off, I'm not trading Mark Andrews because he dropped the two-point conversion or fumbled in the playoff game. Okay, that's not why I want to trade Mark Andrews. Why I want to trade Mark Andrews is because this team can save $11 million in doing so, and you have a very good player behind him in Isaiah Likely, who I believe can step up and fill that tight end one role. Now, who is Baltimore going to pick with that number 10 overall pick? You'll find out in just a second. Before we get there, though, make sure you guys subscribe. I cannot be any clearer because we have tied Steelers Talk at 687 subs added in this month's AFC North sub battle. It's been a dogfight, and right now we're tied at the top. Push us over. Help me out. Help yourself out. It's free. You get everything in return. Help us prove to my bosses here at Chat Sports that the Ravens Rundown is the best channel in all of the AFC North. Let's go into that first round selection, number 10 overall. Give me Mike Green, defensive lineman out of Marshall. And I know you've seen me pick him in a mock draft at number 27 over the past couple of months. Let me tell you, Mike Green has shot up draft boards after he tested the combine, and he's not going to fall to 27 anymore. You're going to have to move up if you want to get him. And that's exactly what I did. Because I don't think I love any prospect and the entire draft more than I love Mike Green. I mean, just look at what he did in college, ladies and gentlemen. 13 games, 17 freaking sacks, almost 60 pressures, 81 tackles, and he's just so well-rounded. He can rush the passer, but he can also stop the run. If you look at his PFF grades, a 91.4 pass rush grade, phenomenal. A run defense grade of 90.2, outstanding. A pass rush win rate, one of the highest in the country at 20.2%, and a run stop rate of almost 10. This guy's the complete package. There is a reason that a month ago, some were mocking him to the 29th, 30th overall pick, and now he's going within the top 15 every single time, because people believe that Mike Green will be the next great edge rusher in the National Football League. So that's why I want him to be a Baltimore Raven. Let's go back to that trade for a second, though. Would you accept it? Give me an A for accept or give me a D for decline. Let me know what you would do in the comment section down below. I'm typing A for accept, but you let me know what you would do. Up next, we got Benjamin Morrison with the second-round pick, number 59 overall selection. Get to know Benjamin Morrison a little bit more. He's got some pros. He's got some cons. I think he's really great in man coverage. He's got great short area quickness, which helps him in man coverage. His ball skills are great. He's got very fluid hips, and his football IQ is incredibly high. There's some cons, though, as well. Doesn't have ideal size or fantastic length that you'd want in an outside cornerback. His functional strength could use a little bit of help here and there. I still have a round one grade for him, so that's why if he falls to you in the second round, I'm picking him without even thinking twice about it. He did suffer a hip injury in 2024, which I feel is why he's falling to the second round in a lot of the draft, but still, through the 6 games he played for the Fighting Irish, only 125 yards given up. He forced a quarterback rating of 58.4 and didn't allow a single touchdown. And I love that through these first 2 rounds, you fill your 2 biggest needs, okay? My opinion, you're going into this draft, you need cornerback help, you need edge rusher help. Well, in the first 2 rounds, you've got both of those, and you got great, great players. Let's go linebacker in round 3. Give me Jack Kiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. I know I'm going back-to-back with the Golden Domers, But this team, plain and simple, folks, really needs some linebacker help. Really needs some linebacker depth. I know you got one of the best in the National Football League in Roquan Smith, but behind him, big question marks because Malik Harrison, 2-year deal, $10 million with the Steelers. Chris Board, 2-year deal, $6 million with the Giants. Both of those guys not on your roster anymore. And after week 14, guess who else wasn't on the field? That's right, Trenton Simpson. Like 7 snaps in the last 4 weeks of the season. I don't love taking a linebacker this high, but if I'm going to do it, this team needs it, and I'm going to take a chance on a guy like Kiser, okay? If you look at the grades, a 90 defensive grade, 87 run defense grade, his tackling grade is an 85.8, and his coverage grade is phenomenal as well, which is something very uncommon when a guy tackles and has run defense as well as he does, a 90.3. Okay, I think Kiser can be incredible, especially next to the green dot that is Roquan Smith. Give me Jack Kiser, and with the 4th selection, I'm staying on the defensive side of the football. That's right, I'm going defense all the first 4 picks because that's what needs it the most. Give me Antwaun Powell-Ryland out of Virginia Tech, pick 136, 16 sacks in 12 games, 43 tackles, 48 pressures, 3 forced fumbles, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. It kind of surprises me that Antwaun Powell-Ryland in a ton of these mock drafts is available in the 4th round. He ran a 4.69 at the combine, a 1.64 10-yard split. He had a vertical 36.4, broad jump 10 feet 4 inches. He did all that with a 16-sack season, almost 50 pressure season, and he's fallen to the 4th round? I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to turn his card in, thank my lucky stars, and we'll be on our way. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think the Ravens' biggest need is? Is it edge rusher, cornerback, wide receiver? I don't know. You tell me in the comment section down below. Let's get some offensive line depth now as you go into the 5th round. I really like Logan Brown, the offensive lineman out of the University of Kansas, KU, which I only found out today that they're the University of Kansas and also KU. But just plain and simply, okay, this team needs depth at the offensive line. You lost Patrick McCarry, and you're going into the season pretty confident in your starting 5, but outside of them, it's a lot of big question marks. And Brown did really well at the combine, okay? And I know that a lot of times these 40-yard dashes, these 10-yard splits, these shuttle drills, these offensive linemen, it doesn't feel like they mean a lot, but I think this just goes to show Logan Brown's a really good athlete, and I'm not drafting him to be starting come September. That's what Ronnie Stanley's for. But he has gotten hurt time and time again in this league. So Logan Brown's a nice little insurance piece. How about round 6? Let's stay on the offensive line, and let's go Jonah Monheim out of the University of Southern California, pick number 183. What I love about Jonah is he's a Swiss Army knife, okay? In college, 762 snaps at left tackle. Didn't take a snap at left guard, but 807 at center. That was his senior year. 339 at right guard and 716 at right tackle. And when you look at the Baltimore Ravens offensive line depth chart, again, you're confident in the starters, but outside of them, a lot of question marks. I mean, Nick Samak is our backup center, right? Dalcourt's the backup right guard. Something needs to change. I think Jonah Monheim is a fantastic option at that because he's so versatile on that offensive line. You could put him anywhere. He could be depth for anybody. Show me down below by liking today's video if you're excited for the draft. I'm pumped up about it. We are getting closer and closer. I think we're like, what, less than 4 weeks away, maybe 4 weeks on the dot. It's going to be an absolute blast. We have it locked down right here on Ravens Rundown. So if you're pumped, just as pumped as I am, make sure to do me a favor and like today's video. Coming up, we got 3 more selections for you. The final 3 ones of the draft. Remember, they're all going to be 6-rounders because you traded away the 7th to get that 10th overall pick. But before that, what you should pick is this polo right here. Chatsports.com/Ravens polo. 40% off. Got a beautiful gray, sleek color to it. It's comfortable. You can wear it in the summer on date night, hanging out with your friends, going out to the bars, going to work. I don't know how casual your workplace is. I'm wearing a t-shirt at mine right now. So if you worked with me, you could wear it. $33, that's all it is. I keep talking about this deal because it's so great, but it's not going to last long. Chatsports.com/RavensPolo is where you need to go. If you need help finding that link, it's going to be in the comments and description of today's video. Let's go over to the defensive side of the ball again. Give me Vernon Broughton, defensive lineman at the University of Texas. I was shocked when this guy fell all the way to the 6th round, but it didn't take me long to select him because I think the Ravens front five kind of has similar problems, maybe not as drastic as the offensive line does, but man, they've got good starters, just not a ton of depth. And what I love about Vernon is he's a really great pass rusher, okay? And what helps with that is his incredibly long arms. He uses his hands really, really well when rushing the passer. He's got great acceleration for when he gets off of those blocks. He accelerates quickly to get to the quarterback, running back, and he's also got a really high motor, okay? I watched his film and saw countless reps where he's just grinding through a block, ends up with the sack, ends up with the tackle for loss. I really, really love Vernon. I think he can be a great depth piece for this defensive line. Let's go back to the offensive line, okay? You know where I'm going with these past 5 picks. You got to fill up the trenches, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson Slater can do that out of Sacramento State. What I love about Jackson Slater is he showed out so well in the Senior Bowl against Power 5 talent, okay? And I know you're not playing Power 5 talent in the National Football League. You're playing NFL players. I get that. But I think a guy who plays FCS football at Sacramento State, when he could come in, play in a Senior Bowl, and go against guys like Deion Walker out of Kentucky, and hold his own and do a little bit more than that and show out, I think that's a very good sign. Really excited for what he could turn into at the next level. Let's round this one out with our 6th round selection, Alijah Clark, defensive back out of Syracuse, round 6, pick number 212. I've got some really high hopes for Clark. He had 60 tackles in each of his last 2 seasons. He tested really well at the combine, and I just think a lot like this offensive line, defensive line, this secondary just needs some really good depth pieces to it, and Alijah Clark gives you that right behind Ardarius Washington and Kyle Hamilton. So there's Mock Draft 5.0. It was 9 total picks from Mike Green at the top, pick number 10, all the way down to Alijah Clark at the safety position. And I got to say something. If you like my mock draft, you got to subscribe. Okay? If you liked it, it's not my fault. You're the one who enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it that much, just know we bring you these every single week. So to lock us in from now to the rest of the time, make sure to hit that sub button.